Happy Tip Tuesday, everybody. Back at it in the home office with you. Again, I apologize if you hear some kids in the background. That's just life for us here. And that's how we approach everything at BFP when it comes to nutrition. And today with nutrition, I want to talk about starvation mode. Is this a real thing? Is there research to support it? Can you eat so little for so long that you stop losing weight or that you actually gain weight? The definition or the thought process behind starvation mode is really what I just said. That you go for so long eating so little that your body has depleted all of its energy stores that you can lose, your fat stores. You don't have any carbohydrates or any glycogen left stored anywhere, so that you can no longer lose weight. I'm here to tell you that the research shows that that's impossible. So if you continue to eat less than you burn, you will lose mass in some way, shape, or form, whether it's muscle, whether it's bone, whether it's stored blood sugar, whether it's water. If you eat less than you burn or consume less than you put out, you will lose weight. And if you lose a bunch of weight by doing that, and then you adjust and eat even less, you could potentially continue to lose weight. Now, that being said, so starvation mode can't happen. That being said, it doesn't mean that the most effective way to lose fat or lose weight, which are two different things, is to continue to lower your calories and go lower as you lose weight and go lower as you lose weight and continue to go lower. In the long run, one negative effect that can have on your body is it can slow your metabolic rate. So again, this doesn't mean that you'll just stop losing weight. But what it does mean that if you go for a long time on a calorie restricted diet or a very low calorie diet, that your body will adapt. And because you're not bringing in much, your body's not going to put out much, right? And you might even feel really low energy and feel like you get really tired all the time and you don't want to do anything because your body doesn't have anything to create energy with, or it doesn't have as much. So if we measured it on the InBody that we use at Breakaway, it would show that you burn less calories at rest, your resting metabolic rate, or your metabolism, we're going to call it today. So that's the problem with long-term calorie restrictive type diets, because it can lead to your metabolic rate getting less and less. And it'll get to a point where if you're not very active and your metabolic rate is low, but you're still eating that same amount of calories, you could potentially gain weight because you're not burning as many calories at rest and you're still eating the same amount that you've been eating for a long time. A better way to go is to actually, you might spend some times where you're in that calorie restricted state, but a better way to go would be to eat a little bit more. And for most people that we work with, most women and most men, we need to increase the number of calories they're eating. We just need to improve the quality of their food at the same time. So what does this do if we increase calories, right? Because I've said in other videos, you have to be in a deficit to lose weight. We don't increase calories so much that you're not in a deficit. We want to also get you strength training, get you doing exercise so that we can factor that into how many calories you eat and still have you in a deficit if your goal is to lose fat or to lose weight. If we work those macro percentages right, you can potentially gain some muscle in the process up to a certain point. But eating more can not only lead to you gaining weight, it can lead to you gaining muscle. Sometimes it can also lead to you losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time, so the weight doesn't change much. But when we gain that muscle, it can lead to your resting metabolic rate actually going up, right? If you burn 100 calories more per day over the course of 30 days, 35 days, that's an extra 3,500 calories you burn and could potentially be another pound of body weight that you just lost because of those extra calories that you're burning just from sitting around having more muscle, which leads to your body having to be more metabolically active. So sometimes when we first get people on these programs and they start eating more, in the first 2 weeks, they might gain a little bit of weight because they're eating more food and they didn't increase their activity. So oftentimes we'll increase their activity, but we'll keep that level of food where it's at to help balance some of that out. And then 2 weeks later, they see that now their body has adapted the opposite way from what I mentioned earlier in this video, and it's begun to burn more calories at rest because you're bringing in more food, and you're beginning to generate more energy because you have more stuff inside to create energy off of. And so now your metabolic rate has gotten a little bit higher, which is a good thing. That's more calories we burn at rest. But remember, if we don't couple that with more activity and strength training, it might not go where you want it to go, and it could lead to fat gain. So what we'll see oftentimes when we get people on these, we start to slowly increase their calories, is a little bit of weight gain first couple of weeks, and then at 4 weeks out, we really start to see things shift. And then from there, we can adjust things and have it where hopefully they gain some muscle. And most people want to lose body fat, so we focus on losing body fat. So the starvation mode theory, or starvation mode, is not supported by the research. You cannot eat so little that you stop losing weight. However, if you don't adjust how much you're eating as you lose weight, you could plateau because our body adapts. And sometimes it's better to go up in calories and increase exercise so that we can increase muscle and then get that metabolic rate back up, which will give you more long-term sustainable fat loss, as well as muscles and strength to help you be stronger and get through your day much easier. So I hope that wasn't too much. If you have any questions at all, please throw them in the comments below, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We put it all on there for you. I'd be happy to answer. Otherwise, have an awesome Tuesday.